Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ash Show. All right, today we are live, and I have to start by apologizing and saying there's still a 20 to 30-second lag. I'm very sorry about that. I think I know what the issue is, but it will take a couple of days to fix. But till then, I would just recommend keeping that in mind if you're going to follow any trades. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, and yeah, let's get this show on the road, okay? So if you guys have any problems or any issues, do let me know, okay? So let's start here by looking at the ES, right? So let's just quickly jump here into trading view, okay? So this is what I normally look at. I have four panels set up, but we're gonna just start from scratch here with a fresh, fresh chart, okay? And yeah, let's have a quick look at this. Good morning, Angelique. Thank you. Good morning, Smoothie. Good morning, everyone, guys. So all right, so let's start our building our own watch list, right? So we're gonna keep it very simple. This is a very small account, right? So we're gonna keep it super simple here. When you have a small account, you want to compound and grow the account quickly, right? And you don't want to doing that. You do not want to be doing that by trading multiple stocks. You just want to pick one or two and learn these stocks like the back of your hand, okay? So let's start by adding our main ones here. So we're going to start by adding the futures, right? Because this gives us the ability to trade SPX before market and after market, okay? So I'm going to go here to all, add symbol, ES is the SPY future symbol, and I'm going to click the plus here, and now I have it on my chart, okay? So and I'm also going to have a fresh layout here for you guys, okay? So let's click new layout, right? So this takes us to another one here. Let's just get rid of this. We don't need this one here, okay? So we have here a fresh, clean chart, right? And we're gonna just build this from scratch to, get to become the way we want it to be, okay? So, all right, so let's start here by adding our indicators. So I personally like using moving averages a lot. I depend on those a lot for my trading, right? So all you have to do here is click moving average, right? And it adds, so you can see here it has one, just click it 3 times because we're going to be using 3 moving averages, okay? So all you have to do here is click on the gear icon, right? So by default, it's the 9 EMA. We don't want that. We want the 21 EMA. 21 EMA and 50 EMA are the main things we're going to use for scalping and day trading, right? These are things I specifically look for, okay? So you can pick SMA or EMA, whatever you like. I personally like the EMA, so I'm going to have this EMA 21. Make sure the offset is 0, and I'm going to, change the color to something I like. Yeah, of course, Angelique, we're going to add spike. I'm going to add a bunch of things now. Sorry about that. My dog is just going nuts. All right, and I'm going to make the 21 EMA white because I like the color white. We just have it white here and click OK, and now we have this one here. All right, so we'll go to the next one. Like we said, we use the 50 EMA as well. So we're going to make sure the offset is 0, make sure this is an EMA 50, and I'm going to have it as green, right? You guys can pick any colors you like. This is just what I'm used to, right? So, and then we're going to finally add the 200 EMA, which is one of the most important EMAs you can look at. Is extremely important for longer time frames. So we have here 200 EMA. I'm going to keep it in red, right? Because it's important. Okay, and we click OK. So now we have our 3 moving averages here on our chart, right? We already have the volume bars preloaded here, so that's good. We don't need to add those, but if you want to add those, all you have to do is just click on indicators and click on volume profile here, right? Type out volume profile and it will show up, right? So this is the volume here. Now next we're going to add the RSI, right? So I personally like looking at the RSI. Now, some people like looking at the MACD as well, and I used to use that, but I think it's redundant having the MACD and the RSI. If you want to add those as well, cool. Just keep in mind, the more indicators you add, the more you're going to need a bigger plan with TradingView. So we're going to keep them minimal so people don't have to pay a lot. I can just, use the free plan, right? So now I have here my RSI. And yeah, our chart looks ready, right? This looks beautiful here. This looks ready for trading, okay? So we have pretty much everything we want to add here. Now there's also volume bars that we use, but we're just going to keep those for later on, okay? We're going to get into those once we get into futures, okay? So now that we have our ES symbol, now now it's you can just trade off that, of course, but let's add on some supporting things that will help us make a more informed decision. Okay, so what else would I want to be looking at? I want to be looking at the main ETF itself. So I'm gonna load up the SPY, right? I'm gonna load up QQQ here. This is the tech ETF. It's very important. SPY is heavily weighted by tech stocks, so we're gonna add this here as well. And then after that, I'm gonna also add the VIX. This is the volatility index. Now, this measures basically the inflow of SPY puts being bought. So as long as more people buy SPY puts, this will go up, right? So you can say it's inversely related to the SPY, okay? So I'm gonna add my VIX here. I'm gonna add my VVIX. This is the volatility of the volatility index. So I have VVIX here added as well, right? I'm gonna show you how we use that, right? So all of this, everything we added so far, right? Now, we're not going to be trading all of these. We are still going to either be trading SPY only or QQQ only or the futures only. But these are things that will help us or give us confirmations. And we'll get into what confirmations are. But this is basically how I trade and how everyone pretty much who trades successfully does it, right? So these will be supporting stuff. This will be just things that will help us make a more informed decision, right? So now we have the SPY, the QQQ, the futures, right? Now, I like also to add two stocks, Tesla, right, and Apple. Now, here's the thing. We do not necessarily have to be trading these, right? But Tesla and Apple are very heavily weighted in both QQQ and the SPY. You want to be knowing what heavily weighted stocks are affecting the ETF, right? So this is why we want to have a look at Tesla and Apple. I personally do not trade Tesla because it's an extremely volatile stocks, and I know a lot of people make money off that. Angelique is a prime example. She does very, very well with Tesla. I do horribly. I don't know why. Tesla hates me, so I'm going to hate it right back, and I'm not going to trade it. Now, kidding aside though, there is no shame in saying that. I personally, I like to think of myself as a decently successful trader. I do this for a living and I do okay. But I just, when it comes to Tesla, I'm just not good at it, right? It is what it is. It does not make Tesla a bad company, right? I'm just not good at it, so I do not trade it. It is what it is, right? This can change in the future, but for now, I'm just not good at it, so I'm just gonna ignore it, right? So now that we have, you know, a little watch list building here, now you guys can group stuff here. So you can add, you know, like have a section for ETFs, have a section for different sector industries, and we will go into that later. But for now, let's just, because the market is about to open soon, let's just, you know, have a quick look here at, you know, the futures. Now we look at the futures in the PM instead of looking at the SPY or QQQ because it gives us a better view of what has been happening overnight, right? So we have here our chart at the day, at that time frame on the day one, right? But let's start with this. I like to start with a bigger time frame and work my way down to smaller time frames. Why do we start with a bigger time frame? I want to start charting with a bigger time frame because I want to get a macro view first of how everything is doing, get a general idea of how overall the direction is, and then work my way down to a smaller time frame for day trades and stuff like that. So we can very quickly see here that we can easily draw a quick trend line here, right? So this is very, very obvious one here. So if we draw a trend line here, and we can see here very distinct 3 touch points, right? This is a very obvious trend that's happening here, which shows me very clearly that, of course, the futures, the SPY futures, are in a bearish trajectory, right? So we can see the trend line going down, so we can very easily expect, you know, that things will keep going down, right? Now, what we can do here is that we can also draw a trend line here going down at the bottom, right? And we can see here that also it has multiple touch points. So if we draw our trend line here, we have 1, 2, and 3 touch points, right? And what does this show me, right? This is called a diverging wedge, right? So a diverging wedge is a bearish formation, right? We can see we can just tell, you know, by you know, a quick look here that of course it's going down, but the diverging wedge, right, this is a bearish, right? So this tells me that overall the macro trend for the futures is bearish, right? We expect bearish overall in the next month, in the next couple of months, right? This gives me a macro view that overall we are bearish. Does not mean we will take bearish positions now. We're not going to be getting into puts or stuff like that. It just tells me overall that we are bearish, right? So now that I have gotten, the first piece of information here, I can also look at the 200 MA, and we can see here that we are trading below the 200 MA, right? Druckenmiller, if you guys know this guy, very famous billionaire hedge fund manager, he very famously said that the only indicator he uses is the 200 MA on the daily time frame, right? And we can see very clearly here on the 200 MA that this is bearish because we are trading under it. So I have two pieces of information telling me that the macro trend is bearish. Now for the third trend thing that I'm going to look at here is lower highs and lower lows, right? So we can see here lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low, and again this confirms the bearish trend for me. Now the lower high, lower lows is not just that, right? Like it helps me with another thing here. It can help me guess where the stock is going or if there's going to be a reversal, right? This is very, very important because we see here we put in lower high, lower high, lower high. I can expect now that we're gonna go soon for another lower high, right? With the top, with the max price point that it will reach somewhere here. This is the day chart, so every candle is 1 day. So it's not going to just go straight up like this, but eventually we can see here going up, up, and hitting somewhere here in that region. So I can guess that the next time we're going to go for a lower high is going to be somewhere in the 4,000 area, right? So I can make an educated guess here as to where this will stop going as long as we're maintaining the bearish momentum, and vice versa, right? So this could reject here at the 21 MA. Remember, our white line is the 21 MA. So if it rejects here, which we are currently facing some strong resistance there, it can keep going down, and again I can guess using my trend line here that it can go down to the maximum of 3,000, around the 3,000-ish level. If we extend this a little bit here, right? So we can expect, this to go here, 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 and the touch point will be here around the 3,000 level. This is how you see people giving you their expectations, Of course, there are other things like Elliott wave theory, which we will go into later, but it is a bit complicated, right? But for now, using these simple things, we can guess the range where the stock will be trading at, okay? So now that we know that, now that we have that in mind, let's go into another time frame. Now, some people like to do 4 hours, 2 hours, or 1 hour. For now, let's just do the 1 hour, right? There is no need to get overly complicated. Now we can see here we have a big two trend lines here giving us a macro view. So at any time, right, if we're just trading off the 1 hour chart for whatever reason, we have this trend line here to look at. We don't have to revisit this again. We have this for good here. At some point when this comes here, we're gonna know that this is resistance. If I am longs, I will start exiting my positions here and seeing what's going to happen, right? So these trend lines are very useful, right? So what I'm looking at here, what I want to be doing right now is I want to see if there are even smaller trend lines that I can use to trade on a smaller time frame, right? So I can draw my first trend line here, right? And usually these things are guesses, by the way. When you don't have a lot of data, these are guesses at best, right? So I have here, right, 2 touch points, right? So this is my first touch point here. This is my second touch point here. Now, what I'm hoping for is this will keep going and I will get another touch point here as well, right? So this is the 1 hour frame. So every candle is 1 hour. So I can expect this to go up here and probably somewhere in this region. I can expect resistance somewhere in this region, right? So we have here, it will be around somewhere in the 4,000 area. So now that we're in a bullish micro trend, I can expect this bullish macro trend to keep going at least up to the 4,000 area, right? And this way I know that as long as we are in the 4,000 area or below, we are still bearish overall. Even if it breaks through, looking at my bigger trend line here, I know that as long as we are somewhere in the 4,150 area, we are still bearish overall. Now you can see this way, if you understand this data, if you understand this macro trend, you will never get faked out again, right? You will never be blindsided again by anything because you understand the macro trend. You understand what is overall happening in the stock market, right? While people are just, blindsided by stuff like that, you already know what's going to happen, right? So let's do another trend line here for the bottom part. This one is very, very rich because we have a lot of trend line of touch points here, right? So, and I'm gonna just close the volume for a second here to make it clearer. Look at this beautiful trend line here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points. This is a very, very strong trend line here, right? Very strong. So this is going to be very, very helpful to me in knowing, okay, so what is the bottom part here? How low will this fall? Okay, so this is going to be very, very useful to me. Okay, so now that I've drew my lines, my trend lines here on the 1 hour chart, I can go down to a smaller time frame and see what I can, what information I can gather that will help me day trade. Okay, so I go down to the 5-minute chart. Of course, you can start with the 15 or with the 20, whatever you want, and you can see here the line that we drew from the 1 hour time frame. We can see here it's being respected beautifully, right? So of course you can do, by the way, you can do on the 1 day or the 1 hour. We can do supports and resistance, and we will. But just for the sake of time right now, I'm just gonna do them with the 5 minutes, just for immediate use, right? So let's switch here from trend lines to support lines. Let's actually do just like, let's see if we can get any sort of, trend lines. Let's have a look here. Yeah, this one works. See, we can see here a beautiful trend forming, right? We have here this one touch point here, 2 touch point, 3 touch points. Okay. So ideally, I'm looking for 3 touch points, right? This is the ideal best case scenario, and it doesn't have to exactly bounce off it. We can see here, like if we zoom in here, right? We can see 2 candles here. So this is test, failure, and bounce back. So this is okay, and we can see a violent bounce back as well, right? So we have here 1, 2, 3 touch points, right? 3 touch points, and this is going to help me today trade, because I know as long as we're respecting this trend line, we are still bullish in the micro immediate term. And if this one breaks, then I will not be very bullish. I might start looking for some bearish plays here, right? So that being said, let's start drawing some supports and resistances, because we're about to start here soon. We have 5 minutes till the open. So I can see very easily, I can see here, this is an obvious support and resistance here. This is support in this case. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 touch points, right? So this is obviously a line I want to keep looking at. Now, of course, we have the highs here, which we can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It kind of forms its own imaginary line here, right? Something is happening here. Like when you're drawing trend lines and support and resistance, you need to think of it in more than just touch points. You need to think about the psychology of what happened. Why did this happen? Why was resistance formed here? For some reason, for whatever reason it may be, it could be an MA, it could be news, it could be whatever it is. But for some reason, when it came here, when the bulls when the bulls saw this here, they thought, hey, this is time for me to go out. Or the bears on the other side thought, hey, no, this is this is it. This is my line in the sand. You cannot go beyond this level. Why? Usually these are major lines, and if they are crossed, it signals to the market or other traders that this overall trend has changed. We are bullish, and we go forward, right? So we can see here some formations forming, right? We can see here, now we have a lot of data actually to start trading today, right? So I know this line is hard resistance formed across the past few days, starting of the week. I know this is support for some reason that we have not been able to break, right? So these are important lines for me to look at. I know we rejected hard here on the 200 MA today, and I know we have this trend line, right, forming from the past 2 weeks, right? So I have all this data here, and I can very easily trade or scalp or do whatever I want to do using this data. I can make now very, very informed decisions, meaningful decisions, just purely using this data, okay? Now that being said, I want you to have a look at this here. So this is empty here, but this document, we're gonna keep this and I'm gonna share this with you guys, and I called it lessons learned. So any mistake I do trading, anything that I screw up, anything that we learn, anything that is important to us, I'm gonna put it here in this document. I'm gonna share it with you guys. This way we have an actual ledger of every mistake we did, right? So if I do a mistake, even if I say I'm a human being, right? I can say, no, don't do something, and I can personally do it. Let's say I didn't wait for retest, right? So I put it in the lessons learned. Always wait for retest. Let's say I buy 0-day expiries, even though I know I should not be buying 0-day expiries in that particular situation. So we put it, don't buy 0-day expiries. Whatever the lessons we learn, we're just gonna have here. We're gonna put it down here, so it's written this way. You know, you can print it and just stick it on the monitor, and we can have it with us at all times. Cool. All right. So let's go back here to our example. Okay. So today we said we're going to be trading the SPY. So let's apply the same thing here to the SPY. Now, by the way, you can trade the SPY using the futures. It's pretty much the same, right? You can do the same thing using SPX, which I forgot adding here. So I'm just going to quickly add our SPX here. right? So at SPX here, right above the SPY, okay? So let's quickly start looking at the SPY here. Now you can see similarities between the futures, not quite, but still very similar, right? So let's see here what we can very quickly draw here. Let's throw in a few support and resistances. Yeah, we can put this line here as a resistance. So 377.5 has been resistance. What else do we have here? This is weak support. Can we put this as support? We can. Still very weak support here. So I don't expect this line is not make or break for me, right? And I can also throw this the high of yesterday here, right? So the high of yesterday here is also some resistance for me. Okay. And my last support will be here, the low of yesterday, right? So now I have some ranges forming here, okay? So I can use the futures to guide me, and I can also, and while trading on the SPY, right? Because if this stops moving, this will also stop moving, okay? So the market just opened right here, right? I have my, my Interactive Brokers account here. We already took one trade that alerted it in the group yesterday. If someone is watching here and you're not in the Discord, please do join the Discord. This is where I alert everything before and after the live stream when it's done, right? For some reason, I still did not get the money in the futures account yet. I have no clue why. So we're waiting for that. I started with 1,000 here in this account, so I have 2,000 I can add at any time because this is a 3K challenge, so it would not be cheating. I can add the 2K at any time. That is fair game, okay? So anyway, let's go back to our SPY here, and let's see what it's doing, right? So we got our opening candle here. And if you guys remember from the stream yesterday, we don't trade right at the open. We let it do its thing. It is literally right on the 200 MA. One of the worst places you want to be trading on right now. Just let it do its thing. Just wait. Be patient. Let it do its thing. Let's gather some info, okay? Okay. So we crossed the 200 MA. We crossed the 50 MA as well. And looks like a strong open here. Looks like a nice bullish open so far, right? So before I get into things, I probably want to see this line getting taken out and held, right? And when I say held, means retested. I want it to be tested first before I do anything here, right? So what was the missed trade? What was it? I took puts before the close yesterday. You should be able to find the alerts here, guys. So this is the Discord. So you will find the alerts in here, right? So if you go here, you'll find with proof all the alerts and everything. If we take anything, it will be in the 3K to 100K challenge part, and I'm going to post proof of my positions as well, of course, right? So far, we're up 20% on account. Great start, right? Yeah, but let's just keep an eye on the market here. So VIX, see, this is where it comes into play. We have here VIX at 1.5% up, right, which is pretty bearish, right? But on the other hand, we have the SPY here, right, trying to go bullish, right? So we have here conflicting information. We have divergences, right? So the VIX is saying, the market is bullish. SPY is saying, no, I want to go green. I want to run more. So this is why I will not be taking any trade. I'm just waiting. I want a lot more confirmations before I start doing anything right here, right? So this is a pretty bullish, strong opening candle, right? So I'm just going to still wait here, not looking to take any sort of position yet. I have too little information to work on, right? So not something I would trade. And I'm looking to see here. If you guys remember from yesterday, we want to see an opening range form, right? So we have our levels from the pre-market and after hours. So these are our two levels here. Of course, taking out the pre-market high, bullish. Taking out the pre-market low, bearish, okay? So I'm waiting for some sort of signal here. So far, it looks bullish, but not 100% sure yet because A, not enough structure, and B, the VIX is pretty green, and we do not like that, right? So let's see what happens here. It's a very nice bullish candle here so far. It broke the 200 MA, it broke the 50 MA. Pretty bullish so far here. Pretty damn bullish, right? Now I'm looking here for the pre-market high to get taken out. I would not enter right on the breakout. I want to break out, I want to retest, and I want to see a bounce. And then I would go, for a scalp or day trade or something like that, right? Let's see till that happens if we can have a little trend line here. Yeah, looks like we can, right? So let's have a little trend line tool here, and let's draw something like this. Yeah, this works. It's not the best of trend lines, but this work. We have a small trend here across the past 2 days, right? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points here. So yeah, so definitely that works. And if you're a fan of chart patterns, this is called an ascending triangle, which is a bullish formation, right? This trend line here and this resistance here, if it keeps going in this area, we can expect it to shoot out of it, right? So this would be an ascending triangle, which is a bullish formation, right? So of course, it just ran up and shot through the 50 MA, so we can definitely expect a retest of it, which it seems to be kind of trying to do here, right? If it fails, if it keeps doing that here, then of course we can expect a bull flag to be forming here. Look, that will be the pole, and the flag will be something like this, right? So in this area. So let's see what happens here. We'll either get a bull flag forming, and then we can expect a shootout out of this, or we can expect a retest at the 50 MA, right? So still too early, still nothing, to trade on here. Openings are usually, like this way. I wouldn't say boring. It just, you need a few candles to, know what's up. So yeah, let's just keep watching for it. Let's see if anything of substance, presents itself, right? And usually what people do is that, they get bored and they start looking for other plays in other stocks, which of course, you should do that. But if you are a new account, if you have a small account, just pick 1 or 2 stocks and learn them like the back of your hand, right? This will be your bread and butter here. Just learn them very, very well, right? And until you master, all the techniques, learn the stock very well, right? If you're trading multiple things, stocks are like human beings. They have their own personality, their own behaviors, and you do not want to be, just like, imagine trying to get to know like 5 and 6 different people at the same time. It's going to be very hard, right? It's the same thing with stocks. So you want to pick one and you just focus on that, okay? So yeah, let's see here. So far, it seems like we're gonna go for a bull flag formation here, right? It seems this is what we're shooting for. While we're waiting for this, if anyone has any questions or something like that, go for it. This is why we have the live stream, just for you guys, for us to be interactive. So anyone has any questions, anything they would like to know, just go ahead and type it out on the chat. We're not doing anything right now. We're just waiting here. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a little bull flag here. Let's see if there's anything here on the Discord group chat. We see here Winter is also letting it open up. Smart man. You don't want to be caught in that. Hair is already 100x. You know it. This is how. Sorry about that. This is how I prepare myself. When I'm like in trading mode, my hair just goes up, Dragon Ball Z style. Live stream stable, no lag. I wish no lag, man. No, there's a 30 to 40 second delay, unfortunately. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, we went for the 50 MA retest here, right? So our golden rule, as you guys know it, I'm a huge fan of the retests, and it obeyed it. It obeyed it here. We went for the retest. You see here the wick just touched. So this confirms that this is a retest, nothing more. Just wicked and it's going up. Now let's see if it breaks the 50 MA or not, right? This is why we don't take trades at the open. If you did, if you thought this was bullish, you got all excited, your stop would have been taken out properly by now, all right? So you do not want to get overly excited in the at the open. How long does it take for you to do my hair? This is all natural, baby. This is just natural. I don't need to do anything. I wake up and it's like that, I'm a trader for life. What do you do to not sell your stocks too early? Okay, that is a good question. Okay, and this is something you will keep struggling with. And let me just tell you, selling your stocks too early is not the big issue that everyone makes it to be. But anyway, a solution for that is that you need to have a plan. So beforehand, I already know what's my max level. So let's say, for example, I entered a stock here, right here at this level. I'm on calls. I expect it to go all the way up, right? So for me to not sell my stocks early, I know there's going to be resistance here, and I know there's going to be resistance here. Let's say this is the level where I sell at. I am expecting resistance here. So if I see the stock fall or just, like struggle with this area, I'm not too worried, right? Because I expect it still to go up more. So a plan is important. So A, plan B, and I think this is the more actionable thing, is trimming. You need to find, you need to buy multiple contracts, right? So for example, if you only had a small account, $1,000, don't trade stocks that are very expensive. Don't trade SPX, trade the SPY, right? Contracts are much cheaper, right? So go for cheaper contracts, okay? So anyway, we'll go into that in much more detail, but right now the SPY is making a move here, and look at this beautiful line that we just threw on there this morning, and it's right now retesting it, right? But yeah, like I said, looks like a pretty bullish opening so far, right? So I want to see this holding first before I jump into calls here, right? So I'm gonna have this open here, trade, order ticket. I'm just gonna be prepared. I'm not taking anything. I'm just gonna be prepared. I'm gonna go for the SPY instead of the SPX because this is a small account. This is a baby account, right? So I do not wanna. I want to have multiple accounts. I want to be multiple contracts. I want to be trimming. Please enable. God damn it! I hate you, IKBR. Sometimes I swear to God. There you go. All right. Okay. So now that we're ready here, we have here. I do not want the 1 day. We will not be trading 1 days. I will probably be looking for a Monday. Yeah, Mondays are reasonably priced for our account. We can probably afford 1 to 2 contracts here if we get it a little bit out of the money. So let's see what happens here, though, right? Let's see what the situation is. What are some indications that RSI has reset? Well, you have to, I would have to show you this on a larger time frame because the RSI resets in different ways on different time frames. But look at this here, right? So we had a big drop here, right? People were expecting, a big bounce on the RSI. This is not usually how it happens, right? Look at this here. It went up, the price went sideways, right? And this was enough for the RSI to went up, right? Technically, the RSI resets when you have this line here in the middle here, which is, the 50 line, okay? Technically. But if it just goes up here and has enough room for it to go down more, that is more than enough. Okay, this is the way it works on a larger time frame. But if we go back to our smaller time frame, on the 5 minutes, you will see wild swings. So basically, the RSI resets on a smaller time frame when it just goes up a lot, right? So above the 50 or more. Okay. So by the way, just so you guys know, we're not super bullish so far. The macro trend here for the past 2 days is, and someone asked me in the group the other day, what do you expect for the rest of the week for the SPY? And I said consolidation. Look at this. It's just consolidating here. So we have now this range forming here. If this goes up here and rejects and goes down, man, we're going to be consolidating probably all the way till tomorrow, right? If this rejects right now and goes below this line, we're probably going to be consolidating a lot. When I see something like this, when the trend for the past 2 days is consolidation, I'm scalping. I am not swinging anything in a market like this, right? So if I had my entry here and for calls and it went all the way here, I would just get out here, and yeah, I might sell out early, but I don't care. I'm right now in the compounding mode for a small account, so I'm okay with that. These are big, strong, bullish candles, by the way. Monday market is closed. Why? Okay, fine. Market is closed Monday. I hate that. But yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. October 4th. What is October 4th? Sorry, October 10th. No, I don't think market is closed Monday. It says here we have contracts for October 10th, which is Monday. Are you sure the market is closed Monday? Because if the market is closed Monday, they won't give you the contracts for October 10th. It will just start on the 11th. I think the market is closed on the 11th. No, no, it's not closing enough either. This is just how SPY is. I don't think market is closed on Monday. All right, so why am I not going in here, right? Because across this line. So why am I not in here yet? A, I do not see a retest, and B, it will be chasing. This is way too risky for me, right? President's Day, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know why they're selling. Look at this, like October 10th contracts. That's Monday. That's pretty weird. I don't know. If it was closed, you would not be able to buy the contracts. I know that for a fact. So maybe the market is not closed on President's Day. I don't know. So yeah, so again, look at this. This is a good example of why I do not chase, right? Look at this. If I had bought here expecting this to go all the way up here, then I would have gotten screwed. This, by the way, presents a good chance for me to, look at this. Look at this going back, right? This is why you don't chase, guys. This is why patience is key here, right? This is very important. This is why people have bad entries, right? We wait for a pullback. We wait for a retest. If we don't get the retest, we don't get the retest. It is what it is, right? If I don't get a retest, if I don't get a good entry and it runs up, fine, I missed it. A million more opportunities where that came from. The market is nothing but opportunities, right? So I'm not in a rush, right? I want to get a retest ideally. This is a pullback. It might present, a good entry here, right? Because this is a pullback. We do want to get on pullbacks, but this is a little adventurous and risky for my account size. I want the sure thing. I want to retest and bounce, right? So look at it. It wants to go for the retest. Let it do its thing. We're going to just let it do its thing here, right? No rush. But of course, we're prepared. We have our account open here. We're just waiting, for something to happen. And look how quickly those fell. I don't know if you guys took a glimpse of this, but like at the money, call options were 4.5, right? So if the contract would have lost $50 if we entered here, right? If we chased. This is why we wait. This is why we're patient, right? So we could have here, a bull flag forming. So this would be the pole, right? And I can expect some sort of flag here. So if this keeps forming here in this way, right? So that would be a bull flag. So, just something to keep in mind. The wick wouldn't count here, right? The wick would still, like, it would not invalidate this. If the flag is forming in the middle, right? The wick does not count. So that's okay. Thanks for live streaming the temple. My pleasure, my absolute pleasure, my man. Like this was the goal here, right? Like it's much easier to convey thoughts when it comes to trading when you're just showing someone instead of just typing it out. It gets a little bit hard, but yeah, guys, have you noticed this? Look at this. Look at this pie, like little green. Look at the VIX. Did not budge. Look at this. Nothing. It did not move. Right? It is still, remember at the open, 1.5, it's 1.4. The SPY is turning green, VIX is still as it is. When you see diversions like this, don't buy anything as a swing. If you want to scalp, good, but I wouldn't, I personally wouldn't even have the balls to scalp, with the diversions like this. When you see VIX and SPY diversions this way, be very, 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 very careful. What's my target price? I don't have a target price because I don't like nothing is happening here, right? Like this to me is nothing. This to me means nothing, and this is just chop all over the place, right? Look at this. I've actually, as a matter of fact, we can look at this. We can see here. See if this holds up, we can start drawing another trend line here. Look at this. Look at this smoothie. Look here, and here, and now I have some sort of trend line here going downwards. Look at this. Now I have, an area to play in, right? So break this bullish, break this, bearish, right? But look at this. We just got a rejection here. We fell back down below this line. This was the case that we were talking about before, right? If it fails this line or this line and it goes back, it's probably just going to chop here. So it looks like we're going to be stuck in a range, maybe, possibly, like odds are high now that we're just going to get stuck in a range for the rest of the day, possibly the week, which is tomorrow, right? Look at this range here. Look at this disgusting, ugly range, right? But ranges, by the way, is not a bad thing. Ranges actually make it easier for us to trade, if anything, to be honest, right? Because I know this is the most it will go down and the most it will go up. It is not a bad idea to be buying, up here or here and expecting it to go down for scalps, just for scalps, right? So yeah, we're still being patient here. No particular trade strikes me as a safe entry right now. Again, if we would have chased and gotten calls here, we would have been absolutely decimated, right? And same goes if we start buying puts here, expecting it to go down further. We do not know where it will stop. Will it stop at the 50 MA? Will it retest and go back up? Will it stop at 200 MA? Will it stop at this trend line? No clue, right? But this is what I was talking about with the divergence. Look at this. Now VIX is shooting up, right? Look at this huge candle on the VIX. VIX is shooting up, right? So this is why I said what I said, right? Be careful when you see divergence between VIX and the SPY. It is one of the most violent reversals you can ever see in the stock market. That and the head and shoulders pattern failing and the 200 MA on a big time frame, these three are one of the biggest, most violent reversals you will ever see while trading, right? These three specific things, okay? So we have here a failed bull flag, obviously. Looks like we're going to be going for the possible retest here for this line, okay? So let's see what happens here. So, okay, so this might be a possible trade here. Let's just zoom in. I want to see this being tested and I want to see this failing. If I see this failing, right, and fail here, this gets taken out, the end of these two candles. This is bearish. By the way, for my candlestick formation people, this is called tweezer, right? A bottom tweezer candle, right? And again, this is very powerful formation here. But let's see how this candle closes, right? So let's see if it's gonna reject or it's just gonna keep going up, right? But I'm gonna be ready here. This is why I like trading on my phone, by the way, because this way I could look at the chart and look at the phone at the same time, just tuck. But the problem is I'm using my camera, my phone camera, to shoot this, so that's not possible here. But it is okay. We'll just use this one here for now until we get this all sorted out next week. So going up here, still retesting this line, the 377.5. Let's see if the body is gonna just close under or it's gonna keep going. Nope, it's going. This is a very weird, if it forms, this would be a very weird bull flag here. You see this, like the flag part would be way too big for it to be a bull flag, but maybe, right? Let's see what it does here. I mean, so far, honestly, the bears have been putting up an excellent fight here, right? Look at this. They're trying to get the body to close under this line, right? This is what they're going for here. Because if it does, right, then this kind of screws with the bull flag formation. So, ooh. The moving averages are crossing. Which ones? Because that 200 MA is just here. 21 MA and 50 MA have crossed, but I mean, it's not a big deal. What you'd be looking for is the 50 MA and 200 MA cross, which would be either a golden cross or the death, what the hell was it called? Death cross, yeah. Golden cross and death cross, right? So death cross, obviously bearish, golden cross, bullish. Okay, so let's take this opportunity to show you something that I do to help me look at multiple things at the same time. So what I like doing here, and you're gonna need a pro plan for this, is I do this. So now I can look at 4 time frames or 4 different stocks if you want at the same time. So I usually have the 5 minute here. So this is the 5 minute, and I go here and I turn this into the 1 minute. So I have a look at the 1 minute chart. I change this to the 1 hour, so I can have a look at the 1 hour, and I change this to the 1 day, right? So if instead of spending money buying multiple monitors, all you really actually need to do, sorry about that. All you actually really need to do is, just buy, a pro plan here. I don't remember what the hell it was called, but you just buy a bigger plan, and this way you have multiple views of the 5 minute, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day. You can also do multiple stocks, so you can have the VIX here, the SPY, maybe Apple, Tesla, whatever you want to do, but like you can monitor a whole bunch of different stocks at the same time here, okay? So let's click here to reset this. So why do I have it set up this way? Because look at this here, right? So I have here the 21 MA on the 1 day chart, right? This is a resistance point. If this goes up, right, I know there's going to be some resistance here. So I know that at the 380.5 level, there's going to be resistance at the 1 day chart. If I'm just looking at the 5 minute chart, I might miss that, right? I might miss that because I don't know what's going on here, right? So for the 1 hour chart here, same thing as well. I can just go in here and, just have a quick look-see here. And yeah, we just cleared here the 200 MA, we cleared the 21 MA. As you can see here, the body of the candle just rejected and bounced off the 21 MA. Again, this is all very helpful information that can help me decide where the stock is going to go, right? I can look at the 21 MA, and I can also look at the 5 minute chart, right? So I'm still going to be trading off the 5 minute chart here, but this is going to be very helpful for me to, look at everything at the same time. And it's very easy to do. I just, just like how I showed you, you click this one, right? And you can lock in stuff, right? So if you have this, symbol thing locked in, it will have the same symbol, across all of them. So for example, I have here, my different time intervals. Now if I click on the VIX, right, look at this. This is very cool. And now I have VIX 5 minute, 1 minute, 1 day, and 1 hour, right? If I want to go back to my SPY, I can go back to that. If I don't have that locked, if I click VIX, it will just turn this one here into VIX, and all of these will be SPY, right? This way I can very quickly look, like let's have a look at Tesla, for example, very quickly here, right? So I can have a quick overview of Tesla across all time frames. So I can quickly here it looks very bullish, right? Tesla looks pretty bullish. It's above the 200 MA, above the 50 MA, excellent, right? But if you look at the 1 hour chart here, right, we actually rejected at the 50 MA on the 1 hour chart, bearish, right? So this gives me a much better overview very quickly, on what's happening here, okay? So let's go back to our SPY here. So SPY so far still, going around this line here does not look, super good. And if you guys want, by the way, you can have this quick overview here, and you can open up another window where you can have just one chart if you want to like zoom in. You can also change, the layouts. So like you can have something like this, yeah, like this here, right? So I can have, like you can have a quick overview of this and the main chart being here. Yeah, but I don't like this one. You can have the 5 minutes here if you're trading up to 5 minutes, but I prefer this one here. So we're just gonna, have it back to where it was. How many monitors do you use abroad compared to at home? I never trade if I'm not at home. Like I always trade when I'm sitting down. Like if I'm outside, if I'm busy, if something is happening, I don't trade. Maybe some people can do this, but if I'm not sitting down and focusing, I lose a lot of money, like a lot of money. But like, for example, in the UK, I have the same setup that I have here. 2 monitors is more than enough for me, right? And this is just how I trade, 2 monitors and my phone. That's how I prefer it. But same setup across the board. So I'm just gonna, delete the brush things here. These are annoying. And yeah, look at this. Now look at the SPY here, right? So we can see here the SPY rejected this line and went down to test the 21 MA, and right on the 21 MA test, a bounce, right? So this so far, if you look here at the 1 minute, you see it's struggling with the 50 MA and failing. And we can see here the 21 MA on the 5 minute chart is the 50 MA on the 1 minute chart, and the 200 MA on the 1 minute chart is the 50 MA on the 5 minute chart, right? So this is pretty interesting right here, right? And look at this. Look at the 1 hour chart here, guys. This is just absolutely beautiful, right? This is how you know you truly mastered technical analysis. Look at our trend line here on the 1 hour chart, and look at this. It just touched it today, and boom, went right back down, right? This confirms that we have the correct trend line here, right? And it's a beautiful thing that happens when you draw the correct support and resistance on your chart. You just know that whatever direction that you have is the right direction. Just always a beautiful thing to see, right? So we have here, almost to the penny rejection of our trend line, right? So it was unable to break the trend line that we drew here, right? So this is pretty good, right? So Uh, okay, so I'm just gonna, make sure everything is still working here. And I am now definitely looking at puts, not looking at calls here. I'm looking for some sort of confirmation here before I get into anything. But it does look like puts will be the play here. Look at VIX, how much it shot up. It is 2.8%, right? That is a huge pop here. So I think it's about time we take a play here. If the 200 MA and this trend line gets taken out, I'm getting into puts, right? And yeah, let's just wait for it here. Hey Ash, is this a day trading challenge or what? Yes, sir. This is a day trading challenge, but we'll also be doing swings. We'll be doing futures. We'll be doing crypto. We'll be doing a lot of things, but we're just taking it slow. We're just waiting. I just sent money to my futures account. It did not arrive yet, so we're just waiting for that. But we'll be doing day trading and we will be doing swings. We will be doing the earnings. We'll be going over watch lists. We'll be going over strategies. Basically, I'm using the challenge as an excuse to, instead of just telling you about stuff, I want to show you practical applications. So I might make a video at night, for example, about a particular strategy. The next day, we would just apply this to trade, right? So the whole idea is just, a lot of people talk, a lot of people say a lot of strategies work. I want to show you, that what I'm saying hopefully actually works, right? So yeah, as expected, looks like we're going for the 200 MA in this trend line here, and I'll be waiting for this breakdown. If this happens, I am definitely getting puts here, October 10 puts. So let's just keep a quick eye on this one here, right? So we're going for the retest. I am looking for a breakthrough and retest. There you go, breakthrough as expected, and it just broke through our trend line and rejected right at this trend line. Again, tells me, by the way, trend lines, supports, resistance only works when other traders also have the same trend lines and also have the same supports, right? In order for this to be correct, that means thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even millions of people and algos have the same trend lines, same lines on their chart exactly as you. This is how you know you got it right, when you're in confluence with everyone else, right? So this so far shows me here, look at this, 200 MA, right? We broke through, but we're still struggling at this trend line that we drew here. Should this tell me that this trend line and this trend line, we drew both of them correctly? Good for us, right? So, 0.1 Team Ash. So let's start using this in that more practical sense, right? If this breaks through here, I want puts. I want puts if this breaks through. Whoa, look at that breakthrough. So pretty. So pretty. It's very tempting to chase this right now. Extremely tempting. Look at that candle. Look at it dying. Quick 2-minute scalp on Tesla puts for 35%. Let's go, Jay. Let's go. Well done, my man. Well done. Excellent job. Okay, so right here we have this line here. This is the PM lows, right? This is an extremely critical line. If this breaks through, we're going all the way down. But right now I'm looking for a put entry. So let's just get prepared here. This is the first bounce. Okay, I might get back on a pullback. And now I just got puts made 33%. Thanks, man. Let's go. Hell yeah. Good shit, my man. Good shit. Well done. Excellent. Look at this. We're making money already. I love this. Fantastic. Good job, guys. You guys are killing it. We have Anel made money. Jay made money. If anyone else made money, you guys just feel free to go in and brag here. You'll definitely get a shout out. Excellent job, guys. As always, you guys are killing it. By the way, anyone who's watching this who is not in the Discord, guys, there is a lot of people who are a lot smarter than I am. Excellent traders, super friendly people, super chill, cool people. I would recommend joining Discord. It is 100% free, as is everything we do here, and I think you guys would really enjoy it, right? So I do recommend going in the chat. By the way, look here at the RSI, guys. We have a lot of room to drop down here. We have a lot of room to drop on the 1 hour, and definitely a lot of room to drop on the 1 day. So my trigger here would be breakthrough of this, and I would just quickly jump into puts here because this has more room to drop. I do not want to I want to get 2 contracts, and I have a small account here. So, by the way, buying out of the money is not a good idea, but we have a small contract account, and I wanna have two contracts so I can trim, not 12. I wish 12, just two. This is why I hate small accounts, but it is what it is, right? So let's have a quick look here, right? Do not chase yet. Uh, it's Meister Ceremony. I'm filling it on Tesla. Yes, hey Mark, good, good job, man. Good job. I'm gonna call you your YouTube name though, Hayden. Good job, my man. Good job. Looks like a lot of people are making good money on Tesla today. You know, Tesla does not fail to disappoint thanks to Elon. You know, who likes to play around with the stock instead of managing the company. He likes doing stuff to impress 5-year-olds on Twitter. So yeah, the Tesla stock unfortunately is suffering. I'm a huge fan of Tesla, by the way. Do not get me wrong. I absolutely love and believe in the company long term. I think it's a fantastic company. But I think Elon needs to chill a little bit and stop caring about what 12-year-olds think of him. Anyway, we had a nice pullback here. This looks like a good place to enter on puts. I'm just gonna play it safer here, right? So one way to do this is you can either get, like I'm trying for two contracts, so you can get one contract here and risk it a little bit and then add another if it breaks through, right? Because again, we are expecting a chop day here a little bit, right? Or you can just wait for this breakthrough and buy two contracts. So it looks like we're about to go for the breakthrough here. So I'm just gonna put this at 2 here and put my limit price at 3.4. I'm gonna go for 3.4 here, right? And I'm just gonna hit submit order because it broke through, and we gotta fill. We gotta fill, guys. All right. So let's see how far this goes. Yay, we're up 0.86 cents. Let's go. Okay, so it's gonna do some retesting, obviously here. Let's see how this one works out for us. So for me, let's talk stop losses here in case this goes wrong. If this goes wrong, if this goes back up, obviously my stop loss will be the break of the 200 MA. I'm not gonna say in the stock if it breaks 200 MA or this trend line breaks and goes up, right? So this will definitely be my stop loss. Ideally, I want to be holding this. I would sell somewhere around here as my first take profit target, and my second take profit target would be here. What did you get? Let's see, what did I get? I got October 10th, 370 put, right? I got two contracts. So this is what I have here so far. Let's see here. All right, so we're rooting for SPY today. So let's go SPY that, right? That's a nice drop here. It's still retesting the line, right? Got another 15. Nice. Well done, my man. Well done. Excellent scalp. I'm always scared to hold long. If you are scared to hold long, then you have two options. Either get far out expiry, like 1 or 2 weeks, right? That goes with the macro trend, or get multiple contracts so you can just keep trimming, or just, like keep in mind particular, like particular entries and exits. This is what I would recommend here. You know what I mean? Like if you know where you're gonna exit, like let's say for example, for me here, this is my absolute like max. Like if it hits here, I'm getting out, right? If we hit 371 on SPY, I'm out of the stock. I'm happy. I'm done, right? So I know I have a plan here, right? So until this happens, I can trim, but I'm still holding. I'm leaving runners, right? And if you hold runners and if it goes up, down, if you start making money and you start trimming this way, like once you have the lower amount of money you have in a stock, the safer you're gonna feel about it. So you should start buying more contracts and trimming if you can, as long as you still maintain proper position sizing. Okay, so it's still chopping here a little bit, still testing this line. Okay, so we're only down $19 or $70, so that's fine so far. Okay, we have two contracts here. And yeah, we're just waiting to see what happens, right? Again, my stop loss is around the 375-ish mark, right? That gets taken out, I am out, I am done, goodbye, right? But so far, it's trying for this line, right? So we're waiting to see what happens here. Very big struggle at the 374.7, which again tells us that we did a good job drawing support and resistance here. Our support and resistances are indeed correct, so good for us, right? And of course, this was an easy one to draw because this is the pre-market low, and pre-market low almost always is very important. The pre-market high and low are almost always very, very important lines, right? So look at this. We're going down. Let's go. Come on. Let's take out these lows. Let's keep going further. Hopefully we get 371 here, right? So look at this. We're up. Yay us. We're up $20. Excellent. This looks good so far. So let's just keep monitoring this one here. 373, right? So my first take profit target will be this resistance level here because it might struggle a little bit. So 373.4. This is where, if of course this is still retesting, if we get there, 373.4, this is where I would trim one contract, right? So let's hope this happens. So let's see here. See, this is the good thing about the phone, the mobile app. It does have an exit strategy where you can just do that. So let's see here. Sell one contract. So we'll just have this ready in case we want to exit or we want to enter. So still retesting here. Still nothing going on so far. So let's see what happens. This, by the way, is a little bit bullish because we had this big wick right under the support line. So this is a tad bullish. So let's just see what the next candle does. Could be faking out. Let's see. Nice. Keep going down. Let's do this. Come on. I just need you guys give me 1 minute. I just need to go to the bathroom. Hopefully I come back to find this made us some money. I'm back. Ooh, nice. Okay, that's a nice candle. We need to take out the low, and we just did. Nice. Let's go. Death to SPY. Nice big candle. Let's go. All right, let's place an order here. I want to get out at 3 if I can get it. So I'm gonna submit sell order here, and let's see what happens. Okay, bulls still putting up the good fight. Look at this, bulls. Look at that big wick. Bulls still trying to keep this from going down. Still fighting, So I want to see this wick getting taken out, because if I don't see this wick getting taken out, I start getting worried a little bit about the bear's abilities to take this down further, right? So I might reduce my position, reduce my risk. But what I do not want to be seeing is I do not want to be seeing a body close of this candle, near this wick. This will decrease my confidence, right? Keep going. My mind right now, the gif of Jack Nicholson where he's like, yes. This is what's going on my hand, like down, right? Okay. See this, you do not want to be seeing this, right? So this decreases my confidence in the play a little bit, right? So I might go here to orders and trades, and let's see, I might get out of one of these. Modify. Let's see what happens here. Let's go, Bears. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Don't let us down, Bears. Are you going to be streaming every morning from now on, or just every now and then? No, every morning. I already streamed yesterday, and no, I'm going to be streaming every day, you know, like until we see this challenge through. But no, like streams are going to be the norm, you know, hopefully from now on. We have some issues with a few things, which is to be expected since like this is my first time streaming ever in my life. I've never done something like this before, so there are to be some expected issues, but you know, other than that, you know, yeah, like, you know, every day, you know, God willing, like, personally, I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I do. It is very fun to have people trading with you, right? And look at that candle. You see why a big push down, right, is because bears are trying to get the body to close under the wick of the other candle, right? Like, bears understand the importance of that because it signals to other bears out there that there is strong bearish momentum, right? So this is why, you know, you saw the big push. Like, bears really are trying hard, like, which is good. It tells us, you know, there are people out there with us. Oh, hell yeah, exactly, right? Right. That's what I keep saying. You know, it's very fun. Okay, so let's see here. This is a very important candle. Let's see how this one goes here. Angelique, is it? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Exactly. Okay. Ooh, look at that. See, this is what I was talking about. If you don't get the body to close, you know, under the wick of this candle, then, you know, things look very different for the bulls, right? This signal to other bulls out there that the bears cannot get the job done, right? So for me here, if I see this getting taken out, that's it. I'm out. Play failed, and let's just go here. Just in case. Not saying it's gonna happen, but if it does, we do not want to be fail, bears, fair. By the way, look at this. Look at the 21 MA here on the 1 minute, right? This might be resistance zone on the 1 minute, and if it gets taken out, that's it. This is why we have all these, right? So you see, if we didn't know that there was a 21 MA here, right, I would have just gotten out of the play and called it a day, right? But we see here the 21 MA, right, and it's rejected at it one time. Let me see if it just, you know, like absolutely fails or not, right? Come on, bears. Come on. Nice. Okay, we're still not out of the woods yet. This can still go. Right at the 21 MA. Jack Nicholson. Keep going down. Let's go. Nice. We're under the line. More death, please. Please and thank you. More death. More death. Look at this big fight between the bears and the bulls. Come on. Okay, another candle here at the 21 MA on the 1 minute. Looks like it's gonna go through it. Yep, just went through it. I am done with this. Goodbye. I'll just shave off one contract here. Goodbye. Submit order. See you later. We're out one contract. I reduced my risk, and yep, we're down a little bit here. That is okay. Nice failure on the 21 MA. Nice. More death, please. More death. By the way, this is why we don't get 0 day contracts, because if we had 0 day contracts right now, this chop would have absolutely destroyed our puts, just the chop itself, right? And this is pretty common, right? So, we're not worried. Okay, so we have here, see, okay, it's good. We're starting to make back a little bit of that, hit that we took. But it's always good to reduce risk. Like, do not feel bad, or scared to reduce your position. If you're not feeling super confident about it, right? Like, it's never a bad thing to do that, right? Now, I would love for this to turn into a red candle and close as a red candle, because look at this huge wick, huge rejection here, and we get this keeping on. This turns into, even green is okay, but if we get this as a red one, my oh my oh my. And by the way, remember, if this continues to be bearish, I can always add back another contract. It's not a big deal, right? But what I do not want is for my account to go down. Most important thing for me is protect my capital, right? And we also do seem to be having some sort of bearish flag here, right? So let's just get my handy brush here. This and this here. This is a bearish flag, right? So this might be a bear flag forming, right? So I'm just gonna chill with my one contract here, right? I'm just it closed under my line. That is good. That is very good, right? So we possibly could be having a bear flag forming here for a big drop down to this level. So I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill. I will only add another contract, maybe add another contract if it breaks the bear flag here and I see a big drop. But other than that, I'm good. I'm waiting, right? I already have my contract and it's up. I'm still up on the day. All is good. All is well. So I'm just gonna wait here. No rush. Hopefully this happens within the next 10 minutes, because we're approaching the 1 hour mark. At like 10:30 here, which is probably where I might end this chat. But by the way, if I do end this chat, I might still be trading, and we will continue on the Discord. So feel free to jump on the Discord, for the updates and everything. I'll update you on everything that goes on with this if we do not get where we want to be on this particular position right now here. Okay, so again, still chopping. This is pretty normal for the bull flag. And by the way, you guys need to understand, this is very important. The market moves generally in these stages: up consolidation, up consolidation, up consolidation, or down consolidation, down consolidation, down consolidation. Never just up, or never just down, or never up down, right? It's not how it works, right? So this is why we have this one here. This, you see, we were up 2 days and then consolidation. Pretty normal. No big deal. It's not good, it's not bad, it's nothing. It just is, okay? So let's go back here and have here, see here. I'm so happy that your stream popped in my home screen. I tried day trading, but it was a lot of work for me. Option selling suits me more now. I wish you all the best, brother. Yours truly, Dula. Dula! I know this guy in real life. I love this guy. This guy is one of my best friends. All right. Yeah, I mean, like selling, hey, if this is your thing, if selling contracts works, then, you do you. No need to day trade. No need to do something that does not work for you. Like, there's a million ways to skin a cat. There's a million ways to make money in the stock market. So if you're gonna start, if you have a way of, that works for you, doesn't have to be my way. It doesn't have to be any way. You just do you. You do what works for you. So Dula, call me in real life, man. It's been a while. I miss you. That's a very nice surprise to see here. All right, we're waiting for our bear flag here to see if this one plays out or not. VIX is nice and green, 3.6% here. we're still beneath our resistance. Ideally, we want to see this get taken out. This is the ideal scenario, to get this taken out, a big drop down, right? This is what we want to be seeing now. And speaking of which, if you're still with us, Dula, because we had a few people in the Discord talk about selling contracts and stuff like this, so we will definitely be doing some selling, but the portfolio is small right now, but once it gets to a decent size, we will definitely be selling, we will doing some selling contracts and stuff like that, so yeah. Like the video tab, exactly, yeah, YouTube stuff, influencer stuff, like the video tab. I'm gonna like my own video. I want to have a Green Day. Done, liked. Man, Smoothie, I love you. This guy, just the absolute best, man. This guy, I love this guy. Thank you so much. All right. Still, still sideways. Still bear flag forming. And see, because we don't have 0-day options, our premiums are not getting eaten, right? So all is good. We're only down $10 so far, so no biggie, you know. Nothing that truly hurts. Yes, blue heart. Okay, we got still 5 more minutes for the stream. Okay, so we're still waiting to see what happens here. If the bear flag plays out, or or if it fails and breaks and goes up, we'll see. We're still waiting. You know, nothing definitive yet. Nothing definitive. Let's have a quick look at our Discord here. Who's pimping? Yeah, J Smooth always asks the hard questions. uh, 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 uh. Mm. Yeah, man, winter. Like this is how things are. Like this market is crazy. Like this is why, this is why what I was talking about when it came to the diversions, right? We saw the VIX diverge, like VIX green, SPY green. When you see something like this, you just hold your horses and wait, because whatever move is going to happen, usually we get the opposite, after it. Like it is extreme. Like the diversions, when you see VIX and SPY diversions, you just you hold on to your horses, because like these things usually result in violent moves, which we saw. Like, I mean, does not get more violent than this, right? So VIX keeps climbing here. VIX now is up 4%. Look at this. And is it bear flag forming? VIX bull flag forming, right? Look at this. VIX here. This is a bull flag, right? Look at this, bull flag, right? So we got a bull flag forming here on VIX. Coincidentally, we got also a bear flag forming on SPY. So it's just like, it's just, it's always nice to see, right? So, okay, see, look at this for my candlestick friends here. Sorry about that. We have here a wick, one wick down and body down below, another wick, body down below, and another big wick, body down below, right? So hopefully this means that we're close to getting the final death here, the final death blow. So the drop usually starts happening on the break of the flag. So usually either this here, if they consider this the break of the flag, or this wick here, right? So we're looking for one of those levels to get taken out, and invalidation of this bear flag happens here on this level. So bear flags are up like this, right? So if I see this getting taken out, you see the 200 MA getting taken out specifically, then yeah, just jump ship, like this, the play is invalid. Does not mean it will not go down more. It's just like our thesis here was invalid, no bear flag, so it's better to get out and reposition again, right? Okay, so let's see here. Hopefully we get a move soon, because there you go, there you go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, come on, come on, spy. Let's go. Bear flag me, baby. Let's go. Woo! Bear flag. Let's go. Look at that big fat candle. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And we're up decently. I wouldn't say we're up a lot, but we're up decently, right? Okay. Let's hope for more death here. Let's see if this keeps going. Come on, let's go some more. Give me more death, baby. Come on, come on, come on. You know you can do this. I'm hoping for here. 373.4. This would be a take profit target if you guys do not want to be too risky. You can also, like, what you can do if you don't want to close here is that if it passes this level, you can just put a stop above it and you're good, So if you just want to secure profits, right? So, we're watching out here, still struggling with the wick, we were at wick last time. So if we get a clean breakthrough of this, we can expect a much bigger fall here. But yeah, so far so good. So far so good. Come on, next candle. Right. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The next candle here, this one needs to drop, because if not, we go back up and we keep testing this. This is not good, right? So we need this one to have some sort of like drop here, right? So let's see what happens. So it's 430. Ooh, big jump. And sell off, a little bit of a sell off here. We're just still patiently waiting. And it's nice to know here on the 1 minute chart. You look at this. This is the 21 MA, and look what's happening here. Failure to break the 21 MA, right? So failure to break 21 MA, and the 1 minute chart here tells me that we can expect a bigger drop, moving on forward, right? We see here our trend line on the 1 hour chart, beautiful, beautiful, failure and rejection here, right? And again, we see the 21 MA here on the 1 day chart, again, rejection. So I would just keep an eye on the 1 minute chart, the 21 MA here. As long as this does not get taken out, puts are still the play. You're gonna be good keeping puts. If this gets taken out, I would just, stop it here. And this is it. So look at this. We're going again for another 21 MA test here, right? So let's see what happens. If it breaks through, if it fails, what the situation is here. Again, we're just patiently waiting. We got time in our puts. No need to rush. No need to worry. No biggie. This, if you can hear the annoying dog, that's my dog Moses. And he takes pleasure in ruining my things, biting, tearing my clothes, my girlfriend's clothes, eating my money. Actually, I've never seen a dog eat money before, but now he's taking pleasure in ruining the stream. And in dog language, he is saying, all the good plays that I put out are his plays, and all the bad plays that I put out are my plays. This is what he's saying, in dog language. For those of you who don't speak dog, so yeah, he also says hi. So, that's that. Okay, looks like we're gonna stay here for a little bit. Looks like we're gonna go test the 21 MA again on the 1 minute chart. He is durable. He is durable. Not when he eats my money. He is not durable when he eats my money. And he does eat my money a lot. Because I usually keep like my money here on the desk. And yeah, he has a taste for money. Not much unlike me, but yeah. All right, guys. So I think this is a good place to stop the stream here. I will be on the Discord, just to follow through on this play, and if we get any more. Things are keep an eye on the 21 MA on the 1 minute chart. Like I said, excellent first day, excellent start. I'm super happy. And keep your stops tight and make sure to, protect your capital at all costs. Ash out, and thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you didn't. Really helps me.